going on, YouTube? It's the Junkyard Dog. And look, I ain't gonna do too much talking. I already told you what was happening today. So I'm gonna do the rear end, try to do the gas tank and the gas and the fuel lines. Yeah, that's it. Let's get down. So we got the rear end out, so now it's on to the gas tank. Since we're under here already, you just might as well take it out. All right, it's not too difficult. Took the lines loose and just take the two straps, disconnect the fill tube, and I gotta be careful because I still think there's gas in there, but yeah, other than that, it would be good. I want to take the fuel line as well, which I noticed with the 4 cylinders in a different location. I don't want to go through that headache, so I'm just going to go ahead and drill out the rivets and go get some self-tapping screws and go ahead and put them in. Let's go. Okay, rear end is gone already. Gas tank, we're getting the lines already loose. Take that filter. I got a new filter in the back, and then I got one bolt there, and I got one bolt there, and then you gotta take the fill tube loose. Boom, we in there like swimwear. Let's get this gas tank down. All right, cool. So boom, gas tank out, rear end out. Got to jack him up in the air, do him exactly the same way. Only thing is, I'm gonna get the fuel line out of here, and I gotta bust the rivets, and I don't have my drill, so I'm gonna go get it. So in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and drop all this stuff, but I'm not gonna install this until I get the fuel lines up in there, because I don't wanna deal with those problems later on. All right, so let's go. Okay, so we're over here on the notch, and I'm already noticing that there's quite a few things missing from this. There's no quad, shock, no sway bar. Springs are most likely different as well, so I'm going to use the V8 ones from the vert. There's no bumper up there like the other one, so I'm going to take that off as well. The brake line is over here. The hookup's over there, so I'm kind of interested as to how I could work that. And the shocks, they're mounted differently too. They're mounted sideways instead of the other way. So yeah, I gotta just make a couple little adaptations, but for the most part, everything looks pretty similar. I'm gonna use this opportunity to take this cheap exhaust out and take the dry shaft loose. It'll make it easier for me to take the motor out and the T5. All right, let's go. All right, we're about 4 hours strong. We got the 7.5 down. All right, let's get ahead and get him out of there. I need 2 hands to do that, but yeah, he's down. So next we're gonna drop the tank, swap him out, and then I gotta run to the shop and go get the drill so I can drill out these rivets and take out the brake lines and the fuel lines. Because these fuel lines in this car, you know, I don't want to use them. They come out on the driver's side, whereas on the vert back there comes out on the passenger side for the V8. All right, so that's going in today. That's going in today. But what I like about putting this back into the vert, I don't got to bolt it up all the way. Just get the springs in there, hook up the shocks, you know, put the lower control arms on there, boom, because it's getting towed to the yard anyway. So, boom. There it is. So onto that tank. All right, boom. There it is. Tank is down. All right. So now we just transfer the lines onto this rear end and put this tank up in there with the good pump. All right. And before I do that though, and before I put it in the rear end, I definitely want to get at the fuel lines out of there while I have all this beautiful access. Okay, so here's something that I noticed. It could just be a real quick solution. I seen this one guy, he went through a whole lot to get this to work, and it just seems pretty simple. What I love about the Mustangs, man, is they're so modular, man. Like, it's just like everything kind of interchanges in one way or another. So I got this line right here, and I was gonna go through the trouble for the brake line of removing the brake line from the vert. The problem is with that is, man, it's all intertwined underneath stuff, and when you have a vert, it's got reinforcement plates to kind of block it in, so I'd have to drill out rivets and all that. So instead of doing that, you're gonna remove this little pressure relief valve, okay? Or it's like a little, you know, it screws in there. Remove that and then take these lines off, okay? And then from the 7.5 here, take these lines, and you see right here where the 7.5, see, I removed it, and it's the same kind of similar kind of thing. It's a bolt, kind of goes through. Now the only thing is, let me see. Yeah, it goes through right there, just like that. So let's take it over here, see if it works. See, we're not gonna need this plate anymore. You can bend that out the way. I put my thumb over it and brush away some of this dirt. Okay, so boom. Let's see if this thing will catch. And it does. So yeah, that's your solution. Instead of using that, take all of this off and run the 7.5s, and you got a solution for your brake lines. And I don't have to go through the trouble, like I said, of running the brake lines. You could use the 4-cylinder brake lines, just change that. Super easy. Dang, I'm glad I didn't have to do that, man. It's gonna save me like 2 hours. Boom, let's go. All right, y'all, so the gas tank is in, but we hit our first snag. As you can see here, one of the bushings is not there. It was loose and fell out, and that one is pretty much destroyed. So yeah, that's the first snag that we ran into, but we will overcome. All right, so I decided in the meantime, but the gas tank is in though. All right, gas tank's in, V8 gas tank is in, all hooked up, ready to go. So shocks gotta go, springs gotta go. The look of these bushings are awful as well. So I'm gonna look on just pulling some that I have at the shop that are good to go. All right, so that's day one. Tomorrow is the front spindles, and we're gonna go ahead and start stripping everything down in here. All right, and get into it. So front spindles, sway bar, and start getting rid of some of the crap in this engine bay. And we'll figure out what to do with the rear end there. I've never really had to change those bushings before, but I'll figure it out. I'm pretty sure you just press them out or something like that. So, but yeah, and this guy, I'm just starting to slowly just pull stuff from the sides, all around the sides here, and just kind of bolt it up, just to make things easier when I drop the engine in. Then I can go on ahead and start just plugging stuff up. All right, so yeah, that is day one of the Junkyard Dog out here doing the V8 swap. So I made some pretty good progress today. I got the rear end out of the convertible, got the rear end out of the notch, and I realized that the bushings were bad in the rear end that was in the convertible. So that kind of held up things a little bit, but I did get the gas tank in, and I got the fuel line out for the 4-cylinder, and I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that right now.